with the chair.
Okay.
So and I let him know that you are gonna be looking for a date
All right.
relatively soon and that you're gonna have like scheduling constraints, so. Maybe what's best is like after you're done tonight, like look at your calendar and tell me some days, at least 10 days.
Do they meet on Tuesday, Wednesday,
They
Friday?
don't, it's kind of at like the convenience of your work, or
Really?
like when everybody can meet, so, because you don't operate in that day,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be persistent. because-
No, it's fine, and I'm sorry I didn't get back to you
No, no worries.
right away. I was like not trying to ignore you. I just had other things going on. I know.
I'm gonna leave.
He,
Yeah, honey. Hey, so we still gotta, just put up, I need that design. That's the most important. Travis, but to address some other stuff. Take a look at it. Let me know where we are with Rochester. I know you were looking maybe shorthand. I know you're busy and everything get your way, but we were close to doing it the other way, so I wanna make sure I get another person on the hook.
well, and then if it makes sense, you can pull it out.
Yeah, what I mean. Be creative. Down to Bailey. Puppies don't care what the temperature is, as you said.
They always want to go. They always want to.
No.
It doesn't stay really well, so I'm trying to, I didn't charge it today, but I'm trying to remember to charge it when, so that at least it has a battery in case it's.
You have to carry
The best there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it won't even stay. And
The older girls, feet,
Okay.
their feet will like, Daisy's feet just crystal. You can see. Yeah, if you try, yeah, but I think you're right. I mean, she's, yeah, mine's not that old.
Okay, thanks.
So you're gonna take the lead of this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What's that supposed to mean?
I want you just to sit there and be quiet. You got us into this GOM and FX is gonna get us out. How's that? I didn't say that, by the way.
Boy, I missed you, John.
I'm kidding.
Nope, they said there wasn't one printed, but
We're first and last.
so that's good. That's cool.
They, you know, you probably don't need to read it because everything in this memo is,
There's like three there, unless they're all different.
I think it's out the window anyway, so. Very good.
All right, do we want to start the meeting? All right, meeting started. So,
I understand, but you had your own stuff.
It's the public hearing for the conditional use application.
okay,
It's, yeah, the conditional use permit for Kevin and Lisa Turgeon. Also.
Oh, all right. Good evening. Start.
what's that?
Can I start?
Sure, absolutely.
My name is FX Fruton, I'm with Fruton and Barrett in Dover, and I'm representing the applicant tonight. Originally, they were looking at taking the two lots, which are old lots of record, and I know you're familiar with them, but Chris Berry from Berry Engineering is here as well. He's a project engineer, and these are the two lots in question. There's another lot back here which has, as part of it, actually there's a small lot here, then there's a bigger lot here that has as part of it this leg. That's subject to a right-of-way for the benefit of this lot. And it kind of meanders, you can see the existing driveway. So the original plan and the plan in front of you actually is to come to you and say, we would like two things from you. One is a conditional use permit, because the original design which I don't know if it's up here.
Chris, do you have the original full-size plan?
I don't have it with me.
So it's, yeah, I think I'm the only one who had it, but the original plan was to put a house up right here. So that was, so this
This is what I'm looking at here.
is the original plan. Chris, hold that up and show them. They can show them where that goes on that, you're upside down, there you
Yep.
go. So that lot represents the lot on the far right there.
Mhm.
And what they're proposing to do, hold that back up, Chris. Show them where the wetland setbacks are.
So here's the wetlands, and then the 25-foot interior buffers here, and then the 50-foot exterior buffers here.
Right, so we were gonna come and ask for a conditional use permit with respect to this buffer. That's presuming, I'll kind of jump back to this plan again, this is the existing property line. That's presuming that we put 2 single-family houses here, and then we would need that relief here. So that was our original plan. And we were consulting amongst each other, and we came up with what we think is a better plan for this lot, or 2 lots. One is to merge them to create 1 lot. This is a kind of odd to have these 2 lots in this configuration. I ran the title back, it goes at least back to the 50s and probably further than that. Because they are non-conforming, they're lots of record, but the theory is, let's put them together, let's avoid this, okay? So that means that we're not asking for a conditional use permit. So now what we have is a plan to put 2 units here, a fairly modest size, 1,200 square feet each, with a driveway that would still utilize the existing right-of-way. This lot would have frontage, but it would still be a non-conforming lot because your country residential zone requires a significant amount of frontage and size. So again, the theory now is we'll put these 2 duplexes here, merge this lot, get rid of this, and then we still have to ask for a special exception from the ZBA. Part of your requirements, which is somewhat unique, is that we come here to get your sense that this is a reasonable use. I did talk to John to kind of bounce this idea off him. I think John would agree with us that this would become a reasonable use for the property. It's a residential area. We specifically kept these units to fairly small units of 1,200. Your typical house might have about 2,400, so it's, in essence, hopefully you would agree, these are garages, by the way, that this is really taking what the applicant has, which is 2 lots, bringing it more conforming into 1, and then coming up with a plan that uses the property in basically the sense that a single-family house would use it. It's just those 2 units as a duplex. So we would hope you would agree this is a reasonable use and a reasonable approach in terms of avoiding the wetlands, taking 2 odd lots and making them more conforming, and then using it in a way that works for the applicant. And if that is the case, then we go to the ZBA and ask for that special exception.
Comments, John?
Yeah, so, those of you who know me know that it's rare that I say no to a project, that I recommend not approving a project. But this is a project that I've had 2 huge problems with. One was, there was just so much buffered impact because of the house and the driveway on the if they were gonna develop the back lot, the lot on the right. The second issue I had, and I brought it up as my comment number 1, was the issue of the statute 674-41. That back lot, that right lot does not have legal road frontage. The thing that and so when FX called me, he recognized both those. I think he said, we understand. And then he said, what do you think about doing this? And to me, there couldn't be a better solution. I mean, I think it gets rid of the 674-41 issue, even though they're gonna access using the existing driveway. The lot has legal road frontage. The statute doesn't say you have to access from the frontage, but it has to have it. So, and it actually uses a corner of it.
Right.
So I think that solves that problem. And then I think the fact that they're eliminating the wetland buffer impact, solves that problem. So I think it's a great use of the land.
And I wanted to add one other thing too, and you were right, John, that the layout of the right-of-way is encroaching on this parcel.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it doesn't, this is the right-of-way from this point
Yep.
to this point. But I did talk to my client about granting easement to kind of clean that up.
Yeah, so what I had told FX was, you know, this happens all the time where there's an actual right-of-way Chris, if you show, you can mark it out. The right-of-way is what, 40 feet wide, Chris?
30.
30, and the driveway obviously is only in a portion of that right-of-way. That happens all the time. I wouldn't suggest they move the driveways. It looks like it's been there for a long, long time, but I think this is the time to clean that up and at least grant an easement over the corner of that lot so the driveway can stay there. I don't know how much development potential is down the road, but I would like to think that FX would craft this in such a way that if it's, you know, if Walmart gets built back there, then the right-of-way gets moved into the actual right.
Yeah, I mean,
But
right
I mean,
now,
what is there, maybe a house or two?
there's one house in the back lot,
Right,
so
Yeah.
we can limit it to that residential use.
sure.
Um,
I mean, that's up to you, I mean, but you know,
Mhm. I don't
I think
think
that's reasonable.
that, given that area, this is where you're gonna see anything happen, to be quite
No,
honest.
I
with
know,
you,
I know.
because The topography and the location. But yeah, we'll prepare that, and again, you know, we're trying to reduce and address all those concerns.
Kevin, please.
I do appreciate this is a tough law, and, I mean, just speaking candidly, I like seeing this use as opposed to anything involving traffic and storage and in other buildings, and I just think as far as being a tough, not as it is a piece of land, I like this use being proposed here better than even, I mean, just as I see on the board there, given the location with the traffic, I think that's always been an issue here. What are you adding for average daily trips across that road? And
Right.
this minimizes that, being just two residences.
And this residential style versus single-family residential style actually generates even that much less daily trips.
Any questions, Lyle, comments?
So, these would be two-bedroom units, or I know you don't really have to disclose that at this point, I'm just
So
out of curiosity.
the lot loading allows for somewhere between 2 and 3 bedrooms each,
Okay.
so.
So they have separate leach fields
That's
Right.
right.
The municipal one.
And municipal water, that's right.
from Dover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, no, Dover,
Yeah,
Dover is
Yeah,
fine.
Dover water, I don't know where it runs, it runs down, I think that side, the other side of the road?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Is there a stub on your side? Not that I care, but,
Oh no, we'll be getting into the street.
oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
We just
That's
painted
not
it.
Oh, there's probably an ordinance about that in Dover, knowing the city.
There is in Somersworth.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Kevin,
And as
please.
far as change of topography or grade or anything, I mean, and I know you don't have to disclose so much at this point,
Well, we
because
showed-
it may still be decision-making, but
We show grading on the site, so we placed this in the flattest area possible, so that there'd be as minimal grade change as possible. That's why this system's kind of pushed a little further away from the structure, so that this is downslope and sort of catches gravity. And that way we only have about 1.5 feet of change between the existing road that's here and the finished floor of the garage. So that way it's not sticking out of the ground or down the way.
Chris, what's the distance between the house and and Oak Street? About.
More than 50 feet.
No, is there any reason you wouldn't want to slide that building further back, or is that a good enough buffer from Oak Street?
It's about 65
I think what we're trying to capture is hitting right into here.
Okay, sure.
The tails.
Yep, okay, I got it,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I need
Okay,
to
that's
do
far
this
enough,
here,
you
so
know.
I'm just
Yeah.
listening to make sure that I know what's going on, that's all.
further questions?
You're here to learn.
And that's a representative of what, we're not approving that footprint.
This isn't a site plan review.
Right,
But,
That's,
I mean,
that's,
this
you're
building
just
right
showing us
needs-
what, something that will work.
Right.
I just don't want someone to be surprised to see something that's staggered or a little bit.
Yeah, we always like to put the envelope,
Yeah.
because we'd be constricted by that.
They will be able to explain that to you.
Yeah.
And
I just wanna make it clear that that's not, you're not necessarily building
And
that.
you're gonna notice about that, and it will be a similar thing, so it'll keep going.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin that if anything
You can ask
to
questions.
be built here, I think you found it.
Yeah, that's a perfect solution.
Great, well, we're glad to get the comments that John had, they were helpful to us, and it was good to be able to come up with this plan and work with him to do that, so we appreciate that.
Mr. Grant, I think there's an abutter here.
Sure, no, I know, is there someone else make a, so, open for public comment, that's what the, public hearing?
I just have a question. I got a letter, a certified letter, because I'm in a butter, I guess. Can you just explain to me where that is compared to my house?
What's your name?
160 Oak Street, lot 3, I think, map 4.
Lot 4, so,
Wait,
What's your name, ma'am?
McClendon, Peggy?
She's up the street, but her property
This
goes
is
all
the-
the way back.
This is the
Oh.
road.
so
I
here's,
don't know where I am.
here's Oak Street, here's the road across.
Okay.
So the commercial work in
No,
Dover
she's
Cedar.
up here,
So I
but her
think-
property goes like this.
Yeah.
Chris, you don't have a blow up of that, do you?
I have the tax map, though.
Oh, you do? That'll help, yeah.
Can you find that?
It should have been.
She's closer to Portland now.
It's the same map as my house.
No,
Uh,
but
up the hill.
she's.
Oh, down,
Yeah.
Is that
okay.
familiar?
But
This is
her,
a
her
crest
land,
track.
her land.
Wraps around.
Yeah.
So she's not.
Oh, so you're down here,
So where am I on here?
way down.
Way down here.
Oh, so this isn't even, why did I get 11 then?
Because your land wraps around,
Oh,
kind of comes around and touches up here,
so it's abutting me, but
not affecting you.
not affecting,
Right.
okay,
Right.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Caroline, did you want to make some comments?
Not at this time, thank you.
Okay. So I guess we'll close the, we're going to continue, suspend the public hearing portion.
So, Mr. Chairman, we'd like to file a special exception application with the zoning board of adjustment. And part of that criteria is that the
And that's okay.
planning board make a finding that this is a reasonable use of the property. That was one
Bye,
of the
Sarah,
reasons.
thank you.
Have a nice night.
Yeah, so we need that kind of action tonight, so that we can then go this.
So someone like to make a motion that this proposal constitutes a reasonable use of the property?
Make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Great,
That carries.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks for helping.
That was us. That worked out well.
As well.
Is your client happy?
I'm sure you will be.
Okay. Well, I just, well, I mean, they wanted something to do something different originally.
You know, his opinion was I think I bought 2 units, and so I'd like 2 units.
Oh,
So
yeah.
how we achieve that goal is,
No,
it makes sense for everybody.
No, and
I think it's a good
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, and it's nice, he's very amenable to dealing with the issues and tightening it up, so.
Yeah,
It was a good experience.
Yeah, okay, good.
yeah, for those of you that don't know Kevin, he's a local guy, and, you know, FX brought this up, and I think I heard him mutter on the other end of the phone, who cares about that? Give them whatever they need so they can keep their access.
Well,
He's
it's just,
that kind of guy.
you know, when we see these things, it's, you know, it's our opportunity to sort of help you
Right,
sort of correct these things that,
Yeah.
obviously it's been there forever, but
yeah.
Right.
now's the time.
Well,
Maybe
this'll
we'll never see it again.
tighten it up, so that's good, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Good, great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Is this your bag? Yeah.
Good outcome.
Well, the original plan was just, it was good, so.
Legal fees alone would have cost. You gotta do that stuff. Time to take the fees through like. Engineering costs.
I had to come to yell at me, like, what? That's pretty good. And it turns out he was like, how can we work great solution.
But you and him go back.
That was that,
You
he's
guys-
a good, I mean, I don't think that's, you know, yeah, I know him for years, but he's also,
But he knows what you're looking for, and you know what he's looking
and
for.
like, you know me, I don't say no very often, but.
I loved it, I think that's fabulous,
Yeah,
instead
I
of
just-
just fighting and saying no to everybody, and
Yeah.
everybody's taking a swing at that piece of land, and this is great.
Yeah, increases the tax base, right?
Well, it's a good, you know, it's more of a lot. It's affordable housing. Somebody needs to know it's affordable housing.
Is that somebody's notes? No? Okay.
So.
Oh, let me see.
Sorry, they were
Might be
good.
mine. You see a vehicle, yeah, that's mine. It's also my USA credit card number. But, so I made, I don't know why I wrote that down there.
So
You can
I,
keep that on the back of your hand, right?
Yeah.
You gotta say,
so I sent him a email with the fees, and I charged him for a conditional use permit application.
They
Should
applied
I-
for it. No, they
Should
applied.
they do it
I don't think
still?
they should. I mean, they applied for it, they changed it. I mean, I got the call from FX on Friday. We did, you know, I did the review.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't, how much was it?
it's 150,
It's your call,
But
but I
it's-
mean,
What are you suggesting?
but it's escrow for that. Well, I
What
mean,
would-
they didn't really come in here for conditional use.
well, they applied for
Originally
it
they
though.
did.
It was
And you
noticed
did
for
your-
it.
Yeah, it
I-
was, they will have to be noticing,
I
for
don't-
sure.
I don't see
I don't think there's
why.
any reason for doing a refund now.
I wouldn't give them a refund.
They haven't paid, so I can't refund them anything.
Oh, they never paid the fee?
Yeah, I just sent
They
it
will.
today.
Oh,
Yeah, you will.
yeah,
I'm not worried
I
about
think
that.
they should pay that. And I don't, if it was $500, I might say, geez, that's
If you fight
unreasonable.
John, just
But for
kidding.
$150, I'd say.
No, the total was
You might
like
sh-
600
you
or
might show
something
the
with
check.
everything, because it was escrow in case for, well, I didn't realize that this revision is the first I saw of it. So, in the ordinance, it said per lot escrow, which they would get back anyway, so they just don't have to pay that.
Yeah,
Then
the notice.
abutting and noticing, that's
That's a
the
given.
bulk of it. And then the 150 conditional use.
But I don't think they should, they asked.
So
what
say
they have to pay
$500
for
bucks.
ZBA, through ZBA, what they pay?
They only have to be noticing, we don't charge a ZBA fee. We don't charge a hearing fee. Some towns do.
Well, if they're noticing, the balance may all come out based on the surplus you have now, in fees.
No,
and,
it's separate.
It has to be separate.
Yeah, well, the escrow, the review has to go in escrow time, and it has to be separate, so.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do what you want, but I don't think you can do it.
Well, I'll just revise it to like, take out the escrow.
Well, the escrows are gone, so you don't need those.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Any comments?
No, I don't know. I mean, no, actually, the more I think, I don't even read anything, so.
Do you
I don't-
know if there's anything in there?
I have no, that's an excellent question.
I don't think so.
John, Julian.
Julian, Barbara, she's my dad. I had a contact with her.
Were you in the military?
No,
Why do you have US Air? I got it because my dad was.
me too.
It's the best insurance.
Yeah, yeah.
Did everybody get the minute?
Yes.
Yes. I read it.
Yeah, it's just
Talent.
the detergent stuff,
Okay.
which can go into recycling, I imagine.
So do you want to approve the minutes then, from last month?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Is there any
That's
other?
correspondence, that's minutes, that's
Other
agenda.
business?
We're on membership. You guys are like,
No, we are extreme, this is it. Along with an alternate, this is it.
who's your office?
Glenn.
Glenn.
Glenn does not want to be a full member.
From what I understand, he's hanging on by a thread as it is, but,
Didn't Patrick stayed in town?
He did stay in town.
That was news to me. I just found that out. I thought
Patrick Alley,
he was,
Quiet
Oh,
guy.
he was moving
yes.
south or something.
he went down there and tried out a
Didn't
job,
work out.
and then it didn't work out, and he's back up here.
He didn't sell his house then.
No, it was close to being under agreement, but no. He opened up a handyman business, so if you need anything.
He opened up a handyman business?
Yeah.
Good for him.
So when last year around this time, I asked if he still wanted to be appointed, his term wasn't even up. And he kind of said, I don't know what I'm doing there, but I'll stay doing it. We might be able to attract him back, I don't know. You have any other serious candidates?
What happened to that guy who emailed?
I emailed him back and I never heard a peep. I could try again, Adam, someone.
Yeah.
I'm about to put a call out to everybody.
Email them back and never, again, you got.
Well, if his email inbox is anything like mine, it could easily get lost, but it's too bad because he was an engineer or something. Also Melanie
Moisen.
Moisen, she lives on Silver Street. I tried to talk her into joining, and she's on the conservation committee. I think she'll be decent, but
She's about to become a library trustee too. Yeah.
these people we spread very thin.
It's 80-20 rule.
Some just like to volunteer, boy, they just,
Right.
we attack. Learn 6 boards by the end of the week.
I wonder if we should put a sign up like at the transfer station or something. I mean,
We're-
that's what I'm thinking, I wish I thought about before we have these deliberative sessions.
Yeah.
We should have put a sign up.
You might as well
We've
post it
missed
in the
this
smoking
now.
area because you're not.
What's
gonna
that?
get- You might as well post it in the smoking area because you're not gonna get anyone, no one comes.
We had a very small turnout on Saturday. I don't know if
Now, I missed it, I went to the budget committee deliberatives in the police station, but I did miss that.
I think there were probably 50, 60 people there.
Where's your son go to school?
Dover.
So is there
Transfer station
any
is
young families that would, I mean, would people?
I talked to them because actually I now need to find more friends for the library. It's tough, like I know the families, but people, these younger families feel overwhelmed with their kids and they aren't willing to. The couple of families who do are already doing stuff, like the Colleys and.
Yeah, but they're kind of
I got
deciding,
approached
that's
about
just, it's
school
almost
board
laughable.
people.
I mean, I can't imagine
trying to
select board.
understand.
Yeah, we can't.
I mean, you don't get paid for that. I'm just saying that, I mean, it's so minimal, it's an hour a month.
Yeah, but I'm on the zoning board of the town, I look at that one time a month, you're like, oh.
It's every single meeting.
I'd almost rather have it every other
Are we
week
gonna
or
beg
every
up
week,
to-
because
yeah,
that once
swear
a
to
month,
God,
like,
it's
it's
an
a
eye.
thorn in my side, but, it's just a shame you can't get anybody, there's gotta be some newer people in town that might have an interest in.
What about retired folks? I thought that, is there any retired people in town that, there's gotta be some
We
retired
could
people.
get my mother in here, but you'd have to really explain it. No, not serious.
We're gonna run into a problem one day when one's sick or something.
Yes. We're about to send out an email to anyone on the town email list with our list of openings, because there's more than this board. So, maybe. But we also, I heard, and I was surprised to hear that people fall off that list, like randomly.
There were some people that were fairly outspoken against Claude.
Against?
Gagnon.
Gagnon.
Just here.
Oscar as.
Yeah, what about
whatever.
the-
So he's big into the conservation commission, so
Oh.
he might be interested, but he is very involved in another group.
Salome is
What
also
about-
signing him up for assistant moderator.
Another naysayer of that project is on the ZBA, who, the one that we shouldn't approve any roads. He always, Sonny Foss, he's always telling us how we shouldn't approve
Oh,
any
yeah.
more roads.
He's like almost anti-planning board, to be honest.
Well, right, he's the anti-planner,
Yeah,
like no
I
property
know
rights.
he is.
I mean, Larry Marcotte, potentially,
But they
Business
go
doesn't-
away every winter, so they're like gone 3 or 4 months a year.
Yeah.
That's tough.
there was like a couple of people. And I feel like some of those people too have already served on boards and.
That's what I was thinking,
think
younger
they've
people,
done
maybe,
it.
that haven't had their sentence yet,
Yeah.
But I don't know who they would be, so.
Well, I thought about Erin Kavanaugh too, but apparently she's very involved with the school board.
School board's a heavy lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think if we can all give it some thought and ask our friends.
Maybe your husband though,
Who's her husband?
Rob,
yeah.
he'd be great on the board. It's just getting him to do it.
Is there something we could do to entice people?
Well, with
Don't-
Rob, like, it's clear. There's a clear.
We have to feed him every night.
Yeah, food brings people.
We do have, like, there's budget for the planning, I thought there was a small budget, right?
Well, planning has a budget. I
It's not
hope you're not
for
proposing food
cookies.
because that's just a bag of worms.
But even if you go back to as far back as I remember, even way back to, you know, you guys remember in Mike's days, and, I mean, I don't ever remember us not being able to hold a meeting because we couldn't get the bodies.
In all my years.
I mean,
in all my years,
and I've been here a
we got one
decade
meeting
plus.
without a quorum.
I don't think we have, has
Yeah,
there been a
Because
time?
I remember, because I remember I drove 2 hours.
Begging an alternate, actually going
When
to
I
pick an
was-
alternate and bringing them to the meeting, but I don't think there's ever, that I recall.
I know there was one meeting we did not have a quorum, but that's for a planning, in a small town, that's pretty good, you know, in all the years I can remember, so you've done fine. But you're gonna run into problems now, so, if you don't get somebody else. In my sense with
It's
Patrick,
pretty- it's as
I've
nice as
talked to him
possibly
a few
get.
times, you know, about career, stuff.
Yep.
He's called me. If he's trying to hang on, I think, you know, he's probably got it, you know, I think we should let him try to, you know, get his feet on the ground with work
Yeah.
before we ask him to come back. You know, unless he says, yeah, I'm doing great, you know, but my sense is he's trying to
Yeah.
establish himself.
I just don't understand why it's decreased so much. I mean, it used to be, when I used to come and watch the planning board meetings, it used to be, you know, full board would be around
Yeah.
the table. I mean, there
I
was
know.
no shortage of people.
Well, part of the problem is, you know, if you go to most towns like, I don't know, Dover, Lee, all the towns that I sort of end up in front of their boards, there's a lot happening, and you get a lot of NIMBYs, you know, like, when there's 5 or 6 subdivisions every month, you know, people are like, geez, well, you know, they wanna get involved, because they see it here, there just isn't any
Yeah.
activity, so we don't have those, you know, abutters that get pissed off, that wanna get involved and try to change. Like that woman that used to come all the time,
Celia?
yeah, but I don't think.
She's at the school deliberative session right now.
And I
Could
think
be
someone's
right.
asking,
Oh my God.
speaking of devil. Yeah, I don't know, but there's just very few people that you can tap into.
Beautiful.
All right, so do we have anything coming down the pipe for next month or not, no?
Nothing, we need to firm up the language for the amendments to for the votes.
That's
Sorry,
done.
that was like-
Done.
That is
Yeah.
done.
It's done, okay.
That's
So
done.
no-
Whatever it will be is done.
Yeah,
Then we don't need to do that.
yep.
No, that's.
And it's already gonna be on the ballot, it's already a done deal.
It's
But
There's
we-
nothing else you have to do to that.
But Caroline and I discussed something that in FX brought to my attention, well, we discussed it. But there's no town in New Hampshire that has language that says the planning board should weigh in on a special exception before the zoning board hears it. I've never seen that ever before, so we should probably change that. Because I don't think the zoning board wants the planning board telling them what to do. It's
Certain
very
members
odd.
are gonna be very,
Oh, they like that?
no, I think certain members are gonna be very like, what the hell?
Well, right.
Is this happened often though, a situation like this?
I've never seen it, Carolyn said, no, that you guys need to weigh in on it.
I mean, I'd like to know the reason why it's there.
I don't know, but
Fully
it's
think about getting rid of it.
very, in fact, FX works all over New Hampshire, he's never seen it, I've never seen it.
Mhm.
So it's just
I-
something, we
yeah,
can't
I'm
change
making
it
a
now,
note.
but in the fall, we should, it's not a huge deal, because I never even picked up on it, but we should put it on
Well,
a,
I mean, the fact that we're being asked to determine suitability, yeah, it looks.
It's
I agree with you,
it's an
Irving.
opinion.
well, even the conditional use permit for the wetland, I think that should come after the zoning board, because the zoning board's gonna say, sure, the use is fine. And then we're gonna look at the condition and say, yeah, okay, but we want a little bit more buffer here, we want a, but, you know.
Yeah.
So we would do stuff that the zoning board might not do, but that should happen afterwards, not, it's very unusual. I've never seen it like this. And I don't know how it happened, but, so next fall, we should change that.
It's too late for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a crisis, but it's something we're gonna change.
Totally agree.
Agreed.
So, I guess And then, just wanna make a motion to, close the meeting.
You'll entertain
Entertain,
it. I'll make that motion.
Second?
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Everybody.
Sir.